Moon Knight City of the Dead issue number 4. Now, if I am not mistaken, this is the penultimate issue of this run. It has been it's been a lot, and I haven't been like particularly impressed with everything we've done here. Some of it feels very much like somebody read the Wikipedia for Moon Knight and was able to find the characters that we should put in a book, which I don't hate that. Like, if that's what you have to do, that's fine. Giving, new audiences a refresher on the history, that's always a good thing. And doing so with dead characters is an interesting idea, because then you gotta be like, oh, we don't have anything with present characters to talk about? I don't know. This book has been very mixed to me. It feels very much we have to do the MCU thing, and that's a problem we don't have to get into. There's been a lot of conflicting, okay. The time that this video is coming out, there's been reports about Marvel Television and certain things with lack of showrunners or head writers actually pitching an idea. Some certain things might have been said about people that worked on the Moon Knight show. So things are starting to look a bit more clear in terms of like what people wanted that show to be. That being said, you feel the influence for better or worse in this series. The end of the last issue, Marc was swallowed by Umut the Devourer, and now he's going to have to deal with the stuff over there. But we open up this book with Badir. He is trying to keep Khalil alive. It's not looking good, but he's got him stable for the moment. Hopefully his brother can get things done on the inside. Cut to Marc's perspective, where he is having a vision of the first person he killed, which is somebody in his first tour of duty, where he was just slaying an innocent man, where it was like between him or, the other guy. Which, is that it? I'd have to go back and remember. It could go either way. Like, was there an earlier version of Marc killing somebody when he was younger, or is it actually about, like, the line of duty when he was a soldier? I don't remember. But essentially the stuff that's happening with Marc in this issue is dealing with this theme that's not uncommon to Moon Knight, which is just, like, the veneer of death that looms over everything he does and how that has affected him for so long. The way it's handled in this issue is a little bit like, it's pretty obvious. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, everything's kind of clear now. Like, just the idea is going to put him in like a headspace to kill himself, which I don't personally like that identity for the character, where he's just beaten down and broken and depressed. I like a Moon Knight who's world weary and is tired and is just defeated by everything, but I never see Marc as this character who is like unhappy, who is saddened, who is suicidal. He is just more like all of the burdens are on him and he will accept those burdens regardless of his own health. That's Marc. But we'll get into that a little bit more. We also see what Layla is doing. She's taken the body of Khalil to the gates of Osiris. She is being attacked by the Jackal Knight, one of my least favorite introductions of any character, and his people. And that is being intercut with the Marc racing through his own mind, trying to figure out his place. He is haunted by demons, the past, present, and future. Characters that we know, like his father, Rabbi Elias. We see Frenchie, and we see Raoul, the people that, the men in his life that have shaped him for better or worse in interesting circumstances. And that's kind of weird. It does have, like, why is Frenchie here? Like, that kind of energy. I don't understand that part of it. I get, like, his father and Bushman being, like, these people that represent him at interesting times. But Frenchie should be in a different category. Should be in the category of what Peter is here. But it doesn't matter. He did shape him, and then Moon Knight's like fighting the corpses of the people that he's killed, and the people have died around him. And it's a very clear metaphor of just like the consumption of like the toll of his job and what he's done, and that's okay. The depiction of Bushman too is very peculiar. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite look for the character, but it's got its style, I suppose. More stuff with Layla. It's very interesting. It looks very fast and fluid, and that's kind of cool. I dig that. But just seeing Marc deal with his psychosis, he eventually like winds up, kind of like where it all started, and he's at like the altar of Khonshu, and Khonshu is holding a gun. A pretty clear metaphor for what he's wanting to do. Like, finally, you can accept your place, because everything you do leads to death. It's the theme. It's the idea. Sure. We get like a montage of him killing all of his villains, the people he loves dying around him. Fine. Okay. And he's holding the gun like, okay, I guess I'm going to kill myself. With like, this is like the last act of the Night of Vengeance. I'm like, fine, sure. It doesn't feel that interesting. But then like a peculiar man stops. He's like, you must be Mark Spector. My name is Dr. Peter Arler. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Cool, finally. Let's do something with Peter, which is kind of cool. That is intercut with more of the fight between the Scarlet Scarab and the Jackal Knight. And it's fine. I have no problem against that. Like, it's interesting and it fills the pages, you know? It's getting the job done. It's fine. But the emotional weight is the stuff between Mark and Peter. And this is where you're like, yeah, I guess this is a really interesting idea that not many talents would explore. Like, personally, I can't see myself wanting to tell the story of how Mark feels about Peter, you know? Peter being the first person to die when Mark was kind of like in this state of becoming the Knight's Vengeance, right? Peter is Marlene's father. It's like everything I do is because I'm trying to avenge you and I punish myself for it, for the things that you did. I could have saved you. You know, that kind of vibe. And that is clear to the character. It hasn't been like a part of the character's identity for a while. We've kind of moved away from that aspect. But going back, I understand that if we're going to enter into the realm of the dead, using Peter is a very interesting use. It's essentially saying like this man that he couldn't save is the only like good fatherly, like, you know, paternal figure he has in his life who is willing to accept him for his faults, you know? And it's kind of going against the idea that like Moon Knight's legacy is just like death and killing and destruction. With like, you have given me a legacy, you know, you have given my family so much to live for, and now I have a granddaughter, and that's all because of you. And you have more than given me what I've wanted. Like you don't have to fight to avenge me. I see what you have done for me, and I respect it. You should be proud of the work you've done. And that's kind of cool, you know. It works fine. It's the part of this book that is really interesting and makes it a little bit more special, and I appreciate that. And that gives Mark the strength to understand what happens when he's being devoured. So we see that Ammit, she crashes through the gates of Osiris in like that part of the city, just like, oh shit, now not even the Jackal Knight could stop what's about to happen. What's going to happen here? Who's to say? It's going to get bloody and dangerous and deadly. That is when the claws of moon daggers carve through the side of the gator, and Mark bursts out like, all right, who's right to end this book, you sons of bitches? Just, that's cool. That is such a Moon Knight thing, just destroying a god to wreak your own vengeance over like the people you love. That's really cool. And a very fitting end to this book. Like there's some catharsis to it where Mark learns that maybe there's more to him than death, I suppose. And that's kind of an interesting element to play with. And having him have like the one good man in his life be the person to bring that to him, that's kind of cool. And the Layla stuff, I do like this character. She's really fun. It's just nice to see like we're trying to make her matter. That's kind of cool. Maybe she'll return to the land of the living. I don't know, but we'll see. Hell, maybe she's the new Moon Knight. That'd be cool. But probably not. Interesting. It's fine. It's a fine book. I think a lot of people will dig it. So, Moon Knight, City of the Dead, issue number 4. I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.